Yo, what is up, Crocs and Clown members, Poke fans, and others who will stump on this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and today we're back with Viewer Friday. And today, today's topic was brought in by Gwen Bowman. She asked me in my live stream to make a video, a rant actually, on Pokemon Z fans. I had to ask what to her to elaborate, because I honestly didn't understand what her question was, or what her request was. But she basically wants me to just rant about how people are just begging for Pokemon Z, or are mad that nothing else is being released except side games or spin-offs or something. Basically anything that's not Pokemon Z. Now, I can see where she's coming from, and I actually am pissed off. I am mad at the fact that, people. I mean, I want Pokemon Z. I do. I've been saying it since X and Y came out. I wanted a Pokemon Z, but I don't need it yet. I don't. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon comes out today. I am more than likely gonna make an unboxing video later today, so expect that. So, I'm okay with side games. I'm okay with spin-offs. And after this one, we're getting Pokemon Go, which we still need information on. I'm not going to deny that. That shit is just fucking ass. The fact that we don't know anything yet. On top of that, I mean, we have Pokemon Picross for those. I mean, I'm personally not interested in it, but I know that there are some people out there that are really excited for this game. Kudos, good for you guys. So you guys have a game there. And then Pokemon Tournament. I'm good. With Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon and Pokemon Tournament, I'm good Pokemon-wise. I don't need Pokemon Z yet. I do think that they need to at least say it's coming, because, yeah, I don't think they should release it anytime soon. I think they should definitely wait for, like October, November of next year. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want 2000. I want the earliest I want is a November 2016 release. Do it for like Black Friday, around that area or something. I don't know. Just release it in November. That's basically what I want. But at least give us a hint that it is being worked on. Like I can give that to the people. But when the people start talking shit about like the other games that are being released, that's when I get mad. Okay? You need to understand, the spin-offs are necessary. They are. And honestly, we needed a break. X and Y is, I mean, I know a lot of people like to give Black and White a lot of hate. I think that that's the best done Pokemon game. The best done. Like, story, characters, and, I mean, granted, X and Y did improve in graphic-wise, but it was lacking in everything else. Like, Black and White, yeah, some of the designs were bad, but they created an entire new generation. Completely fresh. This was literally just like if we were back in Generation 1. That's how much they worked on that game. And that's why it's one of my favorites. It's the one I think is the best. It's not my favorite, but I think it's the best game. Those two. Black and White 2 are kind of in that realm, but they kind of messed up in certain aspects, and I still think the original two are the superior ones. Now, they need the break to improve X and Y, because X and Y I consider one of the worst done games in the franchise. I hate. It's not my least favorite, because if you watch my channel, you should know I hate Generation 4. Just straight up, I do not like Generation 4. It is my least favorite generation out of all. And I'm talking about Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I mean, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Those are just remakes. I don't even count them. I'm talking about the ones that came in that generation. I hate Gen 4. But X and Y is not that good. It's just pretty. And yeah, we needed a pretty game, but when your story sucks, your characters suck, your villains suck, there's no fun. The game was too easy. That's one of the biggest complaints I've seen of X and Y. It's too easy. And that's true. X and Y, yes, it was a step into a new generation, a new console, technically speaking, because we jumped from the DS to the 3DS. So it was a new jump. On top of that, you were limited. We only had like 70 Pokemon. That's the least we've ever gotten in any game. Like, and yes, maybe they wasted their reserves with Black and White, whatever. But I mean, granted, I'm glad that they had a minimal amount because we really didn't need a shit ton of new Pokemon. But like, it needed more, is what I'm trying to say. So when I hear people clamoring for Pokemon Z and how they should have released it already, you need to understand X and Y started this development and was released, and it was ass. Okay, there so many things like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire literally started being worked on around the time X and Y was because they split into two teams. And because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had extra time to be created, to be made, well, it's slightly better. But then again, it's a remake. So realistically speaking, there wasn't too much that they needed to change because they already have a base. They had to upgrade the visuals and tweak the story a little bit to make it a little different from the beginning. That's it. So realistically speaking, that's not a huge improvement. It's not like anything major. Yes, there's new gameplay mechanics and there's new stuff in there. But like I said, that's just extra on top of the stuff that was already there. There was already a base ground that they had to work on. X and Y was brand new, which is why Z needs time. Because if Z comes out and is the same as X and Y, people are gonna flag it. People are gonna hate it because it's gonna be a huge disappointment. And especially with the whole Zygarde thing, that needs to be taken care. Hold on. I need to word this correctly. That aspect needs to be given the proper care. That's what I want. Because you have a Pokemon who essentially is a Power Rangers, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z thing, okay? This thing that you have is delicate, and it needs to be done right. Because if you're going to have a Pokemon that changes forms depending on how many little blobs you have, that's a lot of work. So it needs to have time to be made correctly. On top of that, you need to now make a story around this aspect. Because you can't have the XY storyline for this. No, this needs to be a new story. It doesn't have to be a sequel. Okay, it just needs to be a brand new story. I don't even care if you have the same characters from X and Y. I don't give a damn if you have the same gym leaders from X and Y. The story needs to change to fit this new mold. Because you cannot have this little tiny blob that can transform into a giant ass Megazord. Okay? You can't have that be the same plotline of X and Y. In fact, you need to do something where Yveltal and Xerneas are still the targets, but now they're going after both of them, causing you, the player, to have to go gather the Zygarde cores, to have to go get the perfect form. That's how it needs to work. And honestly, if the way the anime works, the way the anime is going right now, where there's apparently going to be Team Flare with Zygarde 50%, and then the main cast has Zygarde 10%, that needs to be a thing that is showcased. And also, because the way that, the whole, Zygarde thing works, where it's just a fusion of a lot of little green cores, there needs to be multiples. Okay, I need to see like 3 10% forms somewhere. At some point in the game. 50% form obviously is going to be involved in some way. Perfect form should only happen during the big clash. That's all I'm saying. Like, the story needs to be molded in a specific way to fit this new mechanic, this new idea of Zygarde, which will not fit in X and Y. So give them time. Give them time. They need it. Right now, they need the time to make sure this game comes out and is pretty much flawless. Granted, it's not going to be because no game is perfect. But I'm just saying as close to flawless as possible. Because right now, this is what's going to happen. Pokemon Z is going to be released. right? It's going to be released at whenever. Hopefully next year, late next year, right? Pokemon Z is released. Let's say it doesn't break any new molds. It doesn't break the standards. It's basically just a cheap improvement of X and Y. What do you think is going to happen? Do you really think it's going to get any praise? I don't think so. It's going to get a lot of flack. And you know the problem is that usually the third game is the one that sells the least because it's the third game of the franchise. The reason why Black and White and Black and White 2 did relatively well is because they were sequels. But most of the time, when there's a third game in the franchise, in that generation, that one does the least because it's just another remake of the original two. This cannot happen with Z. It cannot be just a redone X and Y. So for all you people out there who are clamoring for Pokemon Z to just be announced and released already, calm the fuck down. Because you already know from previous installments that if this shit is just another version of X and Y, nobody's going to give a damn about it. In fact, it's going to be forgotten even more than freaking... Well, what the fuck? See, I can't even think of a Pokemon game. I can't even think of it because it's just forgotten. There's definitely a Pokemon game out there that nobody remembers because of how shitty it was. And I don't want that to happen with Pokemon Z. Okay? I need this game to be good. Because I need X and Y right now, I still think lacks in a lot of areas. I still give it. It looks pretty. Omega Ruby Sapphire is prettier. So even the aspect it had is gone. It's no longer the prettiest because the games that came out after are even better looking. The animation is even better. The cutscenes are better. So what the fuck does X and Y have anymore? Nothing. Because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire improved on everything X and Y brought into the game. So Pokemon Z needs to come in and break the standard, break the mold, and change everything. It needs to be the best game out there. It needs to have either as good of a story as Black and White or better. It needs to have characters that are just as good as Black and White or better. It needs to have graphics better than Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It needs to have cutscenes better than Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The battle system needs to be better than any of the previous games. Okay? The game needs to be harder than the originals. Is that what people think? Is the original still the hardest? I don't know. I think Gen 2 might be considered the hardest. I don't know. Anyways, the game needs to be hard. Okay, I understand that they build these games for children. You cannot make these games easy. Kids get bored these days. They need a challenge. Look at most of the games kids these days are playing. Call of Duty. Granted, that shit's not easy. It's not hard, but you know what I mean. They play shit that is conceived hard. You can't have that in Pokemon. This game needs to be difficult because Yokai Watch is around the corner. I know people. It's not the same game. They're not the same at all. There's probably like one or two things that might be somewhat close to each other, but they're not the same game. But that is around. You guys now have competition for that audience. You gotta work twice as hard. So I'm telling you, Pokemon Z needs to destroy the mold of Pokemon. It needs to just be better than any game before it. I'm being serious. Because otherwise, 2 years? 2 years! And all these fanboys that have been floating around are going to turn on you like that. Like that. I am not because I wanted to wait 2 years. So but it needs to be better. Otherwise, I'm going to be upset. I'm not going to turn on you because, I mean, you still gave me what I wanted, which was a 2-year break. But I'm still going to hate. I'm still going to be mad at you. Because you can't have 2 years and give me this shit. Okay? Be better. And then give us another break for Gen 7. Okay? We don't need this yearly bullshit. Pokemon does not need to be a yearly franchise. So, calm down. Alright? All you fanboys out there floating around, this doesn't need to be yearly. So shut the fuck up. Alright? I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Gwen, I hope I satisfied you. Of course, it wasn't like a crazy rant, but I needed to be, cohesive for this. I need to be coherent. I need to be to the point, essentially. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos.